Today topic of my discussion is venture capital, or we can say role of venture capital in entrepreneurship development. As we know, the person who set up their business or who do initiative to start a new venture is called as an entrepreneur, and the whole process of starting up of a business, including collecting of a raw material, finding the suppliers, targeting a new market, all these things are covered under an entrepreneurship process. Or we can say entrepreneurship is a kind of innovative step. Innovative, why I say this word? That because we start up something or we do a startup of something which is never exist in a market, or innovation is generally means that we are inventing something new, or we can make changes in an existing product and give them a new shape, new size, new quality, new feature, anything. Now if I'm talking about venture capital, venture capital is a form of a private equity and a type of financing that investors provide to start up the companies or any small business they are believed to have a long term growth potential. So basically a venture means a business and the capital means the money which we invest in the business. So if I combine these two words, it means it is a money which we are investing in the new business or the business which are going to start. So let us talk about a meaning of a venture capital. So venture capital is a long-term risky capital. Why it is a risky capital? Because in new business, we can't say that a profit is a guarantee. Means whenever we're starting some business or if we have an idea in our mind and we are going to start a new venture, that venture turn into a loss also. That is not guaranteed that uh, return is fixed. So venture capital is a long-term risky capital to finance high technology project which involve risk but at the same time has a strong potential for a growth. Venture capitalistic or venture capitalist are the professional investor who pool the resources. Like professional investor means if I am doctor, I am professional. Now if somebody invest in our business, that person is called as a venture capitalist and they are a professional investor. They know where to invest or where not to invest. Basically what the venture capitalists do, they pool their resources, and these resources including their managerial abilities to assist the new entrepreneurs in the early years of a project. Early years basically means when the project was in the initial stage, when the expenses are more and revenue is less, that is an early age. That is a stage where an entrepreneur definitely needs some funds or some capital to invest in, and that same work is done by the professional investors, which is called as a venture capitalist. So a financial institution which joins an entrepreneur as a co-promoter in the project and share the risk and the reward of enterprise. Means whenever someone invests in certain business, whether the result is in risk or the reward, that thing is definitely shared between the venture capitalists. Now, if I'm talking about forms of venture capital investment, basically it was divided into three parts, that is loan, debt, and equity and preferred stock. So let me explain this one by one. Starting with the debt, it is called, or in the simple language, we can say it as a loan contract. Basically, it is a contract between the business and the venture capital firm at high interest rate. So there is a contract between the the person who is ready to invest in your business and the business in whom that person needs to invest. But the return or the interest rates are very high in that case. It is risky because somebody gives you a money, somebody borrows a money from you, and like same, this process is same as a bank. That is, we borrow some money from a bank, and whenever we our purpose is fulfilled, we return that money with the interest rate. In case of a venture capital, or if I'm talking about debt, there is a loan contract between the business and a venture capital firm, and the interest rates are very high. The another form is equity. Equity or shares are one of the same thing. If I'm talking about equity, that means we are investing in the company's share. So venture capital firm purchase the ownership share of a business, generally in form of a private placement stock. Private placement stock means we need not to file application or say, I want to invest in your business and I need to buy your stock. In this process, the company issued some of the shares to that person who are investing in their business, and basically the person who hold the equity share are regarded as the owner. So equity shares are also called as the ownership shares. And the third one is preferred stock, basically a favored type of venture. Preferred means we are favoring something. It is also called as a preference shares. We are giving a preference to someone. So it is a favored type of venture investment, provides interest yield and the seniority to capital in the event that a firm fail. Means if a firm does not earn some profit or it faces some loss, then in that case the interest is definitely given to that person who are going to invest in our business, but it is on the seniority basis. But with an equity interest, if the firm succeeded, if a firm basically succeed to earn a good profit, then the interest is given to the person who are investing in our business. So these are the three types. One is a debt, other is a equity, and then is a preferred stock. Now, what are the various features of a venture capital? If I'm talking about the features of venture capital, the first one is high tech areas. High tech areas means basically we are investing in some business who are new for us. Who now, if I'm talking about new business, that is, of course, with the usage of new technology, new ideas, new process, new methods. So all these things are termed as a high tech area. Then is it is a long term startup. Means whenever we are going to invest, one thing we should keep in mind that we are investing something for the long term. And if I'm talking about business, then the business is always a long term startup. Return is possible only when the share of a company is sold at a market price. Here the return is look, the risk and returns work side by side. If the market price of my share is 100 rupees and book price or my actual price of my share is 90 rupees, then if I sold my share at a market price, this is the only way when my company got a return. So return is possible only when the share of a company is sold at a market price. Also participate in management affairs and business, of course. I explained earlier, that is the person who invests in the venture capitalist are regarded as a owner because they carry a ownership share. So the person who is a owner that also participate in the management affairs of a business, it reduces uncertainty. Uncertainty, why uncertainty? Because they are backed up by a high interest rates. Means if you are investing, you are charging them a high interest rate and it help you to reduce uncertainties. Then encourage, nourish, and help the entrepreneur growth. Of course, if you are at your growing stage and some person who is called as a venture capitalist ready to invest in your company, that definitely encourage you to grow or to nourish or to do some extraordinary effort for your business. And it is also act as a co-partner. Means if your company was having any risk or the reward, it was shared with your venture capitalist because it act as a co-promoter, it act as a co-partner because they are going to invest in your business. Now this is a process, basically how any person can invest or how venture capitalists invest the venture capital process. The very first thing is a fundraising. Fundraising is a simple procedure of raising a fund. Raise fund from the investors. Investor can be any, that is financial institutions such as banks or any LICs, any investor. Individual person is also an investor, enterprise, firm, your government, all these are the investor. The very first process is raising fund from the investor. Now, when the company raise fund from the investor, the second thing is now investment. Basically, what is investment? That is selection of investee company. Selection of investee company means where I need to invest with due diligence. Due diligence means with full attention, after doing a proper evaluation, checking your investment contracts and the investment portfolios. After the process or after the step of investment, the third thing is incubation. Incubation are generally a support or your support subsidiaries companies basically which monitors all the business management. So in incubation, what investee companies do, they support and nourish investee companies, monitor their business management, and improve the enterprise value. When all these things are done, then the funds are collected through initial public offerings or any mergers or acquisition. Basically, initial public offerings means when the company first issue their share to the public, that is called as the initial public offering. And mergers and acquisitions are used where the company want to grow or company wants to work with a good companies. So they want to do mergers like banks do mergers, and sometime a weak company was acquired by the developed company. So all these are a process which help in collecting the funds. Then realizing a capital gain. After doing incubation, the next process is realizing the capital gain. Realizing the capital gains means we are now in the stage of collecting funds through IPOs or merger or acquisition. And when the return is within our hand, the next process is the distribution. Now there is one word which is called as a payout ratio, and other is retaining ratio. The payout ratio are the portion of our profit which we are distributed to the investors, or whether they are our shareholders or whether they are suppliers or our employees. Any person who are invest in our company is the investor, so the profit is equally distributed among them. And the retaining ratio which I used earlier is the percentage of that profit which a company retains with itself. So this is a whole process of raising the funds, or we can say venture capital investment process. So how the process work? Now that was your main headings, that first we raise a fund, after then we are doing investment, then there is incubation process, then we are realizing our capital gain, and at last the profit was distributed. Now that is how any company can help or can invest in someone's business. So first is deal origin. Deal origin means when the investor thinks that in which company I want to invest. Like if any company wants to do a loan contract, that is contract between venture capitalist and a venture capital firm. So all these are a deals originations means a contract. Then is screening. When we have a large number of deals with us, then which deal is valuable for us is the screening. That in which we invest and we get a better return, that is a screening. So after then is evaluation. Evaluation means the proper analyze or proper analyzation of a situation, how the things going to work out in future. If I'm going to invest in this company, that comes under the evaluation. Then is a deal structuring. Then after evaluation, the results on the basis of which I'm formulating my deal with that company. Then is a post investment activities, that what type of activities or what type of investment I need to do if I'm going to do contract with that company is come under a post investment activities. And after then it is exit. So now the another thing is venture capital exit option. When venture capital can be exit, or how venture capitalist can be exit. So these are the some methods like initial public offerings, mergers and acquisition, buyback of shares, sales in OTC market, and management buyout. So let us explain these one by one, starting with initial public offerings. An initial public offering basically refers to the process of offering share of a private corporation to the public in the new stock insurance. Or we can say the transition from a private to public company can be an important time from a private investor to fully realize gain from the investor, as it is typically included share premium for the current private investors. Meanwhile, it also allows the public investor to participate in the offering. So basically, it is also called as stock market launch. Involves a private company offering its shares to the public for a purchase of a very first time. As its name suggests, initial public offering, initial means for a first time. So it involves a private company offering its share to the public for the purchase of a first time. Then it also referred to as taking a company public. Whenever we are going to first deal with the public, that is called as the initial public offering. The original investor in a private company can make fortunes because the new stock is worth much more than the original investment. Why initial public offering is needed? Because sometimes the luck is on the arts is on the company side. New stock is more valuable than the original investments. Before doing further, basically IPOs provide companies with an opportunity to obtain capital by offering share to the primary market. As we all know, there are two types of market. One is primary market and the other is secondary market. A primary market is where any company issued their shares or issued their stock for a first time, and the secondary market is whenever after first time, whenever the company planned to do next share offerings, that was done in a secondary market. So the IPOs can be seen as an exit strategy for the company's founder, for the earlier investor, realizing the full profit from their private investment. So if I'm talking about how IPOs work, so a company is considered to be a private. So the business has a growth with a relative small number of a shareholder, including early investor like founders, families, and friends, along with the professional investors such as a venture capitalists or an angel investor. We can also call a venture capitalist an angel investor because they are save you from a mess of startup. The next thing is mergers and acquisition. A merger is a combination of two companies to form a new company. And if I'm talking about acquisition, and acquisition is the purchase of one company by the another in which no new company is formed. If I'm talking about the difference between these two, that is a merger occurs when two separate entities combine forces to create a new or joint organization. Or meanwhile, an acquisition refers to a takeover of one entity by the another. So a merger basically is done when two companies combine. For example, there is one company called as A company and other is B company. The two companies combine and they formed a new company, that is a C company. So basically a merger is way or it is a strategic management tactic in which a companies want to grow or in which a company want to survive. They can follow these things or they can go for shutdown or winding up. Then the another thing is share buyback. Basically a buyback means to purchase our share by the company also. So buyback, the promoter buyback venture capitalist stake at a predetermined price and keep the ownership control with him. Venture capital consider it as an exit option only when the promoter are in the position to mobilize funds for buyback of equity held by the venture capitalistic. Or we can say in layman language, if I'm talking about buyback, a buyback is a corporate action in which a firm buys its share from the existing shareholder, usually at a price higher than the market price. When it buy back, the number of shares outstanding in the market reduces. The company buy back shares on the open market over an extended period of time. So the venture capital take it as an exit option only when promoters are in the position to mobilize funds for buyback of equity held by the venture investor. Then is sale to other strategic investor. The venture capital sell his stake to a strategic buyer. Here the stake is regarded as the shares or the number of debentures or anything stock which the venture capitalist hold. So the venture capital sell his stake to the strategic buyer who already owns a business or has planned to enter a target industry. Target industry means the industry which has a high potential of growth. The benefit is typically liquidity, because if a venture capital sell the company to a strategic acquirer, he or she might be able to sell most or all of their stock. The acquirer may or may not have retained the management team, or may not make substantial changes in the company operations, staff, and business lines. Now, the another thing is sale in OTC market. OTC means over the counter, and it is used to refer to a stock that trade via a dealer network as opposed on the centralized exchange. By centralized exchange, it means all the stock are traded in by stock exchange. And in India, there are two stock exchange. One is Bombay Stock Exchange and other is National Stock Exchange. And if I'm talking about OTC market or sales in over the counter, or we can also refer this thing as off exchange trading. That is done directly between the two parties without the supervision of an exchange. It is contrasted with exchange trading, which occurs via exchange. The stock exchange had the benefit of facilitating liquidity, providing transparency, and maintaining the current market share. So OTC market are typically bifurcated into a customer market, where the dealer trade with their clients such as corporation, institutions, and the inter-dealer market, where the dealer traded with each other. So there is no need of supervision. There is a direct exchange of things in the OTC market. The price a dealer quote to a client may vary, well differ from the price it quote to the another dealer. So because there is no supervision, the price which offered, that is differ from client to client or dealer to dealer. The another way of exit from market is a management buyouts. If I'm talking about management buyouts, a transaction where a company's management team purchases the assets and the operation of the business they manage. So a management buyout, which is also called as a MBO, is appealing to a professional manager because of a greater potential reward from being owner of the business rather than the employee. The financing required for an MBO is usually a combination of debt and equity that is delivered from buyer, financiers, and sometimes the seller. The advantage of MBOs is that the existing manager are acquiring the business. They have better understanding of business and there is no learning curves involved. The another advantage is that the company's debt load may be lower, giving it more financial flexibility. So basically, if I'm talking about management buyout, so it simply means that the company management purchases the asset and the operation of a business they manage. Means here the here the manager was in a position that he was becoming a owner of the business. Now manager buys the company asset or operations they want to handle. Now the main advantage is the person who purchased the business is the manager or is the management of a company. So there is no need of further learning. They know the company very well. Like this is an example of Reliance Venture Asset Management Limited that is launched in 2006, a corporate Mumbai venture company based in Mumbai, promoted by Reliance ADA Group, ranked 30th in the Red Hiring Top 10 Global Venture Capital Firm in 2009 and 10, focuses on established as well as emerging or disruptive technologies and the business model. And their mission is to help the build business that not only deliver outstanding financial value but also emerges as a category leader. They want to be a leader in their position or in their sector. And the vision they got is to build a global enterprise for all the stakeholders, a greater future of our company, to give a millions of young Indians the power to shape their destiny, the means to realize their full potential. They want to realize the full potential. They want a development of country. They give a power to a million of Indians to do well with their destinies or to do better for their futures. So the investment process they follow was First is a business plan submission. Basically, it is a 0 stage, and business plan contains an executive summary, 5 or 6 slides covering a business offering, their team, their top level financials, their market opportunities, and what are the competitive advantage. After submission of business plan, the second is initial meeting with entrepreneur. Being a venture capitalistic, I need to do initial meetings, or I need to do meeting with an entrepreneur or the team. So that whole meeting was covered under the 20 to 25 slides, and it covered all the important aspects like what are the product, what are the solution offerings, how the market opportunity was going to work, how was the management, what was the technology which we are using, business model, product solution, their roadmaps, their competitors, what are their financial sources. All these things are discussed in the initial meeting. After initial meeting, the second stage is investment opportunities evaluation. Basically, it is a detailed business case. So here, face-to-face meeting is done with the important person or CEOs or a manager that is also regarded as a key personnel. Then there is a formal meeting presentation for a board of meeting, for a board team, identifying key hires and the organization structure, and develop a mutually agreed upon milestones. The third stage is post-investment roadmaps. Now, roadmaps are the strategies or the way on which whole organization going to work for the next future. Working closely to initiate and augment the business, regularly monitor the progress and issue if any. In the same way, this is another example. This is RVM and Sequence Communication. That is also a venture capitalistic firm who are going to invest in the new ventures, and they do a public initial offerings in 2011 in New York Stock Exchange, and the share price on 29 September 2014 is $2.03, and their revenue are $93.7 million, and which was increased on 26 September as 9.77 millions. So these are the shares price of, means how their share price move ups and downs with the fluctuation. These are the chart. So, and these are a value of the shares, that what was the value of a share in July 11, then in Jan 12, then in July 12, Jan 13, here it is 94.77 million. That is how the charts are work. Thank you. Hope you like this session, and thank you for having a patience. Thank you so much.